Here I go! Let's finish this once and for all!
So wake up, you sleeping up. Sorry, I don't know how the song works. Now, if you guys know the title of it, well, at first, in my opinion, when I was a kid, I thought Sony was just, I don't know, one big company. There's no branches. Well, until I found out they have two branches, one in the US and one in Japan. Right now, oh boy, they're in a full-blown civil war. Why? Simple. Concord. Because of Concord, it immediately awakened SONY Japan's eyes. Now, I don't know, maybe Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was the one that did it, but I think Concord was the one that fully tells Sony of Japan that, wait, what's going on to our brand? What happened? It turns out they made a mistake. Right now, there's a full-blown civil war between Sony, Japan, and America. Here, let me show you. This is an article from Bounding Into Comics. It says, Sony reportedly acquiring Kadokawa Corporation, deal with parent company of PlayStation, take a direct ownership of Elden Ring and Dragon Age or Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero, dev studio. Now there is one major obstacle they have to face, Tencent. Now this is not something new. Okay, remember, Tencent is a company from China, Sony Japan. What's happening? Now we all know that Japan and China, they're not in the best of interests, okay? Their relation is still bitter, and it's not going to be repaired. Well, it's probably never going to be repaired until the day is gone, or perhaps the world is ending. And even if World War III started, they're not going to fix it. Their relation will still be bitter. It will never change. Let's continue forward with this article. Now, this move sparks questions concerning players across the globe. PlayStation parent company Sony in talks to acquire Japanese media conglomerate Kadokawa Corporation. Words of Sony apparent active interest in Kadokawa was first reported early evening hours on November 19th, Tokyo Standard Time, courtesy of I can't even say it, reporters Anirban Sen and Sam Nusi. Like I said, I can't say it. Two sources familiar with the matter fully noted that, per said source, the talks between two sides are ongoing, and if successful, the deal could have been signed in the coming weeks. We all know this, Kadokawa. I mean, seriously, founded in 1945. My god. And if I had to make a guess, this is right after World War II, or perhaps in the midst of it. We all know the content which Kadokawa Corporation has, and including their publisher, like Elden Ring, Armored Core, Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero. Now, these developers are powerhouse in their own right, given Sony's fumbling of their larger video game operation. Speculation suggests that From Software may be the apple of the company's eye. Given the studio's current popularity as provided of them by the sheer quality of their titles, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Sony is looking to boost their own reputation by essentially enveloping From Software and attempting to pass their goodwill off as their own. Let's talk about that one. I show you that. I want to give you some context, okay? See, let's give you another example. Days Gone. Why do you think that game didn't get a sequel? Because one, critics hate it, and Sony knew that if critics hate it, and I do mean Sony America, if critics hate it, then the sequel is cancelled. Gone. I don't think Sony Japan was aware of this. Right now they are aware of it, but during that time they don't know because of the straight white protagonist. And don't forget, the biggest leverage for Sony America is The Last of Us and Marvel Spider-Man, Insomniac. Because of that is the one that truly leveraged them. But when DEI takes over and now Gamergate 2 happened, Sony is not, well, let's just say they're losing power. Sony America is now losing power. Sony Japan wants to take it back. And right now with the successful of Batman Wukong, it convinced Sony Japan way more than enough that they want these Western ideology or perhaps Western wokies to stop. So kudos to the Sony Japan for waking up. I mean, it's been a long time. They should have woken up. But that's a here nor there. I'm glad Sony is doing the right thing. I think I like Final Fantasy VII Remake, not the Rebirth. I think from now on, Sony Japan must take it back and restore it to the way it should be. Don't listen to all these Western political or perhaps Western woke activists. They're just not gonna be buying your game, okay? Sony Japan, listen, these modern audience, if you heard that, well, let's just say if your American counterpart says you want to make games for the modern audience, Sony Japan, don't. The modern audience doesn't buy games. They want the game for free. I don't know if this video is going to reach them, but by some miracle, I hope it reaches.
Amazing! It's obvious you're much stronger than the average soldier. I hope you'll continue to use that strength to assist me in the battles ahead.
Leave a like and subscribe if you want any gaming news, reviews, or a meme. Visit my first channel up here or link in the description.